Ooh, wait a minute. Get my camera set. Okay, Keith, we're going to start here in 15 seconds. Good afternoon. Welcome into our WBAY newsroom and to our First Alert Fastcast. I'm Chris Roth. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We interrupt local news live to let you know what we're working on here locally this afternoon for you at WBAY. And let's get right to it. We'll tell you what's going on. An important school board meeting tonight for the Green Bay Area Public Schools, holding a special meeting tonight. That's going to start, we believe, around 5 o'clock tonight. The board expected to interview and then select a new member to fill a vacant seat. Members are also expected to vote on potentially creating new school boundary scenarios. The board has been down a member since Laura Lighton-Warren resigned in February. 6 candidates for the seat are on the agenda to be interviewed at the meeting tonight. A vote is expected to take place after the interviews are conducted. The board also voting, as we mentioned, whether or not to direct district leadership to create another scenario. That would be the third for the Boundary Advisory Adjustment Committee to consider. 2 scenarios already being discussed. We've talked about a lot on our programs that involve closing, converting, and consolidating multiple schools. A new book just published details the inspiring life of a Green Bay man that was beloved in the community. Tom Anderson was 9 years old when he first met this man, Dennis Rasmussen, who was born with an intellectual disability. He was a client of Aspiro for 5 decades and a regular at local sporting events, and in the 60s he actually worked in the mailroom for the Packers. Dennis passed away back in 2010, and Tom Anderson ultimately decided that story needed to be told. The book, Somebody Should Tell the Story, shares a message of inclusion. It's meant for anyone, but Tom Anderson hoping this gets into the hands of young readers. A number of schools have already placed orders. Jeff Alexander will have this story coming up for us tonight on Action 2 News at 5 o'clock. And if you're a parent of a soon-to-be college freshman and you're having trouble navigating the FAFSA applications, you're not alone. Attempts to make this process for filling out the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, have not gone smoothly, to say the least. The new systems have had glitches and errors, fits and starts. That has left applications lagging 31% behind the number of applications from a year ago when the process was much more involved. Coming up at 4:30 today, I'll be joined by the Assistant Director of Financial Aid at UW Green Bay. We'll have tips to navigate this and answer some of these questions. How is it affecting the school? Could it affect enrollment in the fall? That's all questions GB and many, many colleges are dealing with as a result of this issue. Currently ongoing around the state. Take a look at this. This is the fire danger map from the DNR, and you can see orange, very high levels of fire danger in the state. Yellow, high. So the entire state is either at high or very high. And in our viewing area, everything is orange for the most part, very high winds. Dry conditions have led to several fires. The DNR has been working on those this weekend, and they are fearful of more to come with these kind of conditions. So let's find out if the conditions are at all going to change here for us in the near future as we bring in meteorologist Keith Gibson from our First Alert Weather Center with the latest details on the forecast. How are you, Keith?
Hey, Chris. Yeah, we do have some changes, good changes, coming up by the end of tomorrow. Right now, we are dealing with those elevated fire conditions. Now, one thing that is not present today, thankfully, is extremely gusty wind. We've had some breezes out there. We still have very low humidity, warm temperatures, dry vegetation, but the winds have not been too terribly strong today, thankfully. But still, very high fire danger across the region. Relative humidity levels right now, about 15 to 30% in general. That 6% you see in Shawano, that's bad data. But really, the air is dry. It's basically sunny and warm. We have 60s and low 70s out there. And it's just a very nice day, and the wind's not too terribly strong. But Chris, this is what we're watching going into our day on Tuesday, really Tuesday evening through Wednesday. Most of northeastern Wisconsin in line for a good 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. That is going to put an end to this fire threat in the near term for the middle of the week. And it will come with a little bit of thunder. We don't really expect any widespread severe weather, but there could be some wind gusts tomorrow evening, tomorrow night between 30 and 45 miles per hour with the rain and some embedded thunderstorm activity. And the area of low pressure is just getting organized out in eastern Colorado. It's going to be another one of those big systems. There will be some strong storms in the country. Really to our west today and to our south tomorrow and tomorrow night. Not really too inclined to think we'll have a lot of severe weather potential here, but we'll have rain, some gusty breezes tomorrow evening. And then after the system exits, Chris, we'll dry things out again going into the coming weekend. And that fire danger will creep back because it looks like we'll be pretty dry going into the end of the week next weekend and early next week. But we have some rain on the way that will improve the very high fire danger we have in place right now. That will be coming in probably late tomorrow afternoon, but more so tomorrow evening into tomorrow night.
All right, Keith, we thank you for that. We'll see you back here tonight on Action 2 News at 4:30, by the way. You and I are going to talk some more about fire danger, 5 and 6. So that is meteorologist.
We'll be here.
Love to hear it. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate your time. And we appreciate your time for tuning into this First Alert Fastcast. We'll return you now to Local News Live. We'll see you back here tonight on Action 2 News at 4:30, 5, 6 o'clock. Till then, have a great afternoon.